Gabriel Magalhaes is now injured. Arsenal's season is over. Or is it? Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to be discussing very bad news. Gabriel Magalhaes has confirmed to be injured for 1 to 2 months. According to David Ornstein, he got an injury in international break with Brazil from a friendly. It's actually outrageous. The fact that international breaks are still a thing, friendlies midway through the season, the most pointless thing known to man. Not even a qualifier, just a useless friendly played at the Emirates. Gabriel Magalhaes came off, it seemed like a groin injury. Reports came out today from David Ornstein confirming it, Fabrizio Romano confirming it, that he will be out for the next 1 to 2 months. He's missing key games against Tottenham, that's on the 23rd of November. We have Bayern Munich after that. We have Chelsea away after that. Do you know how crucial these games are? These are games where Gabriel Magalhaes is the most important player for Arsenal, in my opinion. He gets you the goals. He secures that defense. He gives that aggression, the leadership on the pitch, which you need against these big teams. Gabriel Magalhaes has come clutch when it comes to goals, when it comes to, defending against these teams. We will not have him. Sounds bad, right? I get it. It sounds terrible. The best centre back in the world is injured. Arsenal's season could potentially be over. That would be the case if our depth wasn't outrageous, if we didn't have brilliant options to come and deputize Gabriel Magalhaes, to come and replace Gabriel Magalhaes. It's not like the previous years where a Saliba would get injured, a Gabriel would get injured, and then you're bringing on a Rob Holding, or you're bringing on a player with complete, like, a few levels down. Someone like Kivio, who was a few levels down from Gabriel. You could see the gulf in class and difference back in the day. But now the players we have at our disposal, I'm looking at Hincapie, and he's going to be so crucial for Arsenal in the next few weeks. He's going to have to settle in. He's going to have to step up. And he epitomizes the South American aggressive centre-half who can fill that Gabriel void. Of course, he's not as good when it comes to goal scoring, scoring from set pieces. But I mentioned this in one of my previous videos that Gabriel Magalhaes being injured could result in some positives, right? And I know you may be thinking, what do you mean positives? He's the best centre back in the world. He gets us goals. He's one of our biggest threats going forward, one of our best defenders. But hear me out, yeah? If we don't have Gabriel Magalhaes, we cannot rely on set pieces to get our goals. We cannot rely on these corners and Gabriel Magalhaes dominating the opponent's box and getting the header and flicking on the header and putting it in the back of the net. We can't rely upon that anymore, right? Obviously, we're still a threat on set pieces, not saying that, but our threat has decreased by a lot, right? With no Gabriel Magalhaes. We're going to have to solve problems when the ball is in play. We can't rely on set pieces as much. We're going to have to create chances. We're going to have to really open up teams. Maybe even play a little bit deeper and let the opponents have the ball so that we can attack them on transition more often. Because let's be honest, when the opposition plays in the low block, we do struggle a lot. But I want to see how Mikel Arteta tackles this. Whether or not he's going to play Hincapie left back, whether he's going to play him left centre back. Obviously, we have a few options. Calafiori can play both roles, left back and left centre back. We've got Lewis Skelly is available at left back. There are a lot of options that we can go ahead with, and this is one of the most rare occasions, or we are one of the most unique teams. For example, if Liverpool had Van Dijk injured, they have no one. If Spurs had Romero injured, they have no one. We're in a situation where we have Hincapie, we have Calafiori, we have Christian Mosquera. These players can fill the void. Obviously, a bit of a downgrade on Gabriel because he is that good. But you're still going to maintain the quality. It's still good enough to win us games against some of the biggest teams in the Premier League, in the European competitions. Bayern Munich, our biggest challenge, probably the best team in the world right now. That's a really big challenge. And now we're missing one of our best players. Let's see how the team copes with it. I want to see how Hincapie takes on this challenge. We have to remember, this guy is an invincible with Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. He came up against Bayern Munich many times. So I am confident that Hincapie will put in a shift. We saw him in the game against Brighton. He looks like a really special player. The only thing, maybe aerially, we might not be as dominant, but I don't see that as a flaw in his game. I'd honestly like to see him left centre back, if I'm being honest with you. I'd rather have Calafiori left centre back, and I'd rather see Hincapie left back and Calafiori left centre back, or I'd love to see Lewis Skelly get some game time. I genuinely think we're okay, guys. Right, Gabriel Magalhaes is injured. It's terrible news, but we're okay. And we also have to remember that in terms of going forward, now we're going to have to find new ways of, unlocking the opponent's defense. Gabriel Jesus is coming back from injury. He's in full training now. We could see the return of him, and he's going to be a huge player in terms of breaking down these low blocks, in terms of creating chances, scoring goals. I cannot wait for him to return. Noni Madueke seems like he's on his way back from injury as well. He could be imminent. He could be back for the North London derby, which is really big boost. Kai Havertz, he's pushing it. Martin Odegaard, Martinelli, all these players are close to coming back to fitness. So yes, we lost a little bit in the defensive department, but in terms of our attack, we could get all our players back. Hopefully Victor Gyökeres comes back as soon as possible as well. But Mikel Merino, he can do the job. I'm telling you right now, guys, it's not the end of the world. We can still beat these teams. We can still maintain our consistency. The title race isn't over. Obviously, Gabriel Magalhaes is a big loss, but we've got some special players. We've got a special team on our hands. Thanks to Andrea Berta. Thanks to Mikel Arteta. I'm confident. Yes, I spoke with a lot of optimism, but it doesn't change the fact that Arsenal have been secretly, silently, we've had an injury crisis this season, and no one has spoken about it yet. We've had Gabriel be injured. We have had our captain Martin Odegaard be injured 3 times this season. Bukayo Saka was injured. Madueke was injured. Saliba got injured. Martinelli's now injured. Trossard was injured in the beginning of the season. Victor Gyökeres is now injured. Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz. This isn't normal. This is actually outrageous. The amount of injuries we're getting this season, I don't understand. I don't understand why we're getting this many injuries. It's not good, right? Because we've got a title to win, and we just can't have a normal season. We can't have a fully fit squad for once. If we didn't go out and spend that £300 million, you know what? I'm actually glad Andrea Berta did not listen to majority of the fan base, did not listen to me, because I was jealous of Liverpool in a sense where they dropped £150 million on Isak, right? In my head, I was thinking, bro, why don't we just do that? Forget signing these Hincapies and Mosqueras. Just spend the whole budget on Alexander Isak, right? But now it's proven to be that squad depth is probably just as important as having a really strong starting 11, right? Because now Liverpool are suffering right now. Isak's been injured. Ekitike, he's fallen off a little, not fallen off, but his goals have dried up. Mohamed Salah, his goals have dried up, and we're really seeing a weakness to this Liverpool side now. They're struggling because they don't really have any options, serious options off the bench. Whereas now you look at this Arsenal team, like every time a player's been injured, we've had another player step up. Bukayo Saka got injured, Madueke stepped up. Madueke got injured after that, Bukayo Saka stepped up. You had Martin Odegaard be injured, Eze steps in, Saliba injured, Mascara steps in. Now Gabriel's injured. Hopefully we can see Hincapie step in. This is his actual opportunity to showcase what he's about, because we haven't seen much of Piero Hincapie yet. So I am actually really excited to see what he's made of, right? We've got him on loan with a 50 million obligation to buy. Let's see if he's worth that 50 million pounds and see if the hype is worth it, man. But I have absolute faith that Hincapie is going to be a top player, top signing. You know what? I sense a North London derby goal. Yeah, is this his first Premier League start? If he does start against Tottenham, hopefully it is. But honestly, this injury crisis is not a joke. We can't have a simple season as an Arsenal fan, right? If we just kept all our players fit, I'd genuinely be worried what we'd be able to do. Genuinely, bro, I'd struggle to see if teams could even beat us, right? There was a period where, it was going on until last game where we were barely conceding shots on target. Right, it's a joke, but we need to still bounce back from that Sunderland game. We've got 3 really difficult fixtures to really test us. These are really important games. We need the results, and we need the players to step up, right? No Gabriel, huge leader in the team. I want to see someone like Declan Rice step up, which he always does, right? Bukayo Saka take his game to another level, start adding more goals, start adding more assists. That's what we need from this team, and I have the full faith that they are able to execute it. But what is the actual worst case scenario? Imagine Arsenal end up on a losing streak because Gabriel's injured. Imagine we start losing all these clean sheets, we lose against Chelsea, we lose against Bayern, we get a draw against Tottenham, because I'm not allowing us to lose against Tottenham. We start dropping points, we're no longer first in the Premier League, we're losing in the Champions League, we potentially could finish outside the top 8, all because Gabriel gets injured. Everything capitulates. Imagine that happens. And then it's January 1st. And then Berta looks at the team thinking, we need to do serious catch-up. I heard Semenyo was available for £65 million. And bro, I'm telling you right now, if that's the case, there's some positives to look at. If it all does go worse with Gabriel, being injured and the team capitulates and whatnot, there's opportunity that in January we reinvest in better players. Semenyo is available for £65 million. If we can acquire his services, we are winning the Premier League. It's that simple. And one thing about Semenyo is we cannot allow him to go to Manchester City. We cannot allow him to go to Liverpool because they could do what I just said. They might not be having the greatest starts of the Premier League, but if they sign a player like him, he can just take them to that next level. So we can look at it like that, right? If it all does go terribly, I can trust Andrea Berta to look at the team and think, you know what? We need to take it up another level. This attack, we're relying too much on Gabriel for goals. Let's sign Semenyo. Why not? And that would genuinely, I'd scream. I'd scream of happiness. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe. Let's try and go for 78 likes on this video. It gets a push down to the algorithm. It supports your boy. And let me know down below in the comments if you're feeling optimistic, if you are worried that Gabriel is injured, if you're, feeling good that Hincapie is coming in, or if you're feeling bad that Hincapie is coming in. Maybe it's too soon, he hasn't had much game time. He's coming back from injury himself. Is he going to be good enough? We don't know. Would you rather see Lewis Skelly and Calafiori? Would you rather see Hincapie, Calafiori? There's so many different combinations we can go for. Even Mascara, if you were thinking about him as well. But what I do know is I wouldn't be too worried, guys.